All right. We are live. Um, Let me see if I can also record as well. Okay, we are recording. All right, yo, what is going on, guys? Membro here, back at it with another video. Today we are going to be reacting to the college football playoff rankings. The committee has come out with the rankings. We're going to be reacting to those, give you my thoughts on these, and unlike the AP poll, these are the ones that actually matter. So we will see. Let's go here. We'll go here and just watch kind of the video. I've watched this first video. I haven't seen 1 through 6 revealed yet. So, yeah. Here, I'll just mute it. So first up, 25 UCF, 24 Texas, 23 Oregon, 22 NC State, 21 Wake Forest. So right off the bat here, Texas being number 24, obviously they've had pretty tough schedule. So give them that. And then UCF obviously recently beat Cincinnati, so get them into the top 25. Oregon, they played USC real tight, Oregon State. NC State and Wake Forest, both okay. And then moving on to 2019 or 16 through 20. Tulane, I think, is the highest non-Power 5 team in there. 7-1. They who did they beat? I think they beat someone that was supposed to be good. But anyway, yes, Illinois number 16. And we'll compare. I want to compare this to the AP Top 25 poll. So I want to remind myself, where is Illinois in the AP poll? I think, let's see. Illinois is 14 in the AP poll. Illinois is 16 in the college football playoff. They really, definitely in this one, they really focus more on the strength of schedule more than just kind of the record, as you can see. And Oklahoma State's moved all the way down. And North Carolina, again, I talked about it in the podcast, but North Carolina having this, building their way up, sneaky little good season, 7-1, and they can really still contend. So here, let's just skip forward, move ahead. Here we go. So 15, Penn State at number 15 after losing to Ohio State and Michigan, which, okay, those both pretty, both really good teams. Now, they haven't really beaten anyone very good, though. That's the thing, I think, for Penn State. So interesting to see them there. Whereas you look at, I don't know. I guess 15 is a fair spot. Utah's at 14. For when I look at this for the Pac-12, this is not as good of a sign as you want. You want these teams more up there, and Kansas State actually leapfrogs Utah. I need to remind myself, what were Kansas State's losses here. Let me check that real quick. Here, I guess I could just Kansas State football. They lost, Tulane. That's who Tulane beat. And they lost to TCU. So, I guess it does make sense that they are ranked ahead of Utah. Tulane obviously is ranked, and then also TCU is 8-0 and the best team in the Big 12 right now. And on the other hand, for Utah, though, they lost to UCLA, who's top 12 team, obviously you see here, and then they lost to Florida, which Florida, they've stacked up quite a lot of losses and aren't as good. So I guess it's more understandable why Kansas State is there. I don't know if they really have like a great signature win, though. Or, well, they do against Oklahoma State. I was just looking down on this one. Yeah, against Oklahoma State, 48-0. So, yes, I think this does make sense that Kansas State is at 13 and the highest two-loss team. Ole Miss down at number 11. Let's see. Who are the top 10? They talk about this for a while, I guess. So number 10 is LSU. LSU, they're honoring the head-to-head with Ole Miss and LSU there. So, there's that. And actually, LSU is the highest two-loss team. So that tells you something for how they value the SEC, which is totally valid. Honestly, the SEC, I know people are always like to complain about SEC bias, but honestly, this year the SEC is looking like definitely the best conference in college football for sure. And then USC down at number 9. If you look at the AP poll, it's very, very similar. They actually had UCLA above Ole Miss, and that kind of affected Utah here too. But I think I think it's really up in the air, I guess. But I would put Ole Miss above just because, the SEC is tougher. And then Oregon at number 8. We will see how the committee really views that opening week loss, and it maybe not too well. And then TCU at number 7. I got a problem with this. I think TCU should be ahead of Alabama. They're undefeated. They've taken care of business through all their games. They beat Oklahoma State. Let's go to their schedule real quick. TCU here. Oh wait, did I move? Okay, I need to move it back to this. Okay. You looking down, they haven't had the toughest schedule, but they beat Oklahoma State and they beat Kansas State. They're gonna have Texas. Obviously their schedule isn't the toughest, but they are still undefeated. So and the Big 12 has been, it's been decent. It's not been horrible. So that's the top 7. And I think I heard that they ranked Tennessee number 1, which I think is totally understandable. Totally understandable. They have, they've had tests, a lot of tests against really good teams. Obviously, Alabama, Kentucky, Arkansas was pretty good. Anyway, so yeah. Let's get into this. So they rank Alabama at number 6, obviously. Alabama's still a clear path to get into the playoff, like a lot of the teams. Okay. So they rank number 5, Michigan. Michigan comes in at number 5. Wow. So who do we have left then? So they rank Clemson above Michigan. Oh, I don't know about that. I think Michigan. Oh no. Clemson has not. They beat NC State and Wake Forest. Okay. Michigan though, they blew out Penn State, and Penn State gave Ohio State some trouble. And obviously they view Ohio State better, which I do too. But still, Michigan at number 5. I think that's kind of too low. And honestly, I think TCU should be in the top 6 too. I've already said that. Yeah, Clemson at number 4. I don't like that. Let's move forward. Jeez. They got to be talking about this a lot, I guess. Oh, they put Georgia at number 3. So they are not, taking any respect for the defending champions. They put number 3 Georgia, which I can totally see. Eye test has shown you that Tennessee and Ohio State are better. Definitely. Georgia, they have struggled at times for sure. But it also should help that they beat Oregon like 49-3, who Oregon's in the top 10, number 8. They're coming out with some spicy stuff here in the top 6. So, yeah, Ohio State number 2. I just don't get how they can put Ohio State number 2 and then put Michigan number 5. When they play the exact same top opponent in Penn State, That's like the only top 25 opponent they've played, I'm pretty sure. And they put Ohio State number 2 and Michigan number 5. I think that's the biggest crime, I think, that they did here. Obviously, yeah, Ohio State eye test, and I have no problems with Tennessee being number 1. I think I had Tennessee number 1 in my rankings that I did earlier. I still think Georgia's going to beat Tennessee. It's in Athens. That defense is still going to be really tough and shut them down. Stetson Bennett has been playing very good this season. But I totally get ranking Tennessee number 1. I think for me, I kind of forget what I put my ranks. I didn't have Clemson at number 4. I haven't had Clemson in my top 4 in a while. I had I think I had it kind of similar to this, except Michigan was number 4. Ohio State was number 2, and then Georgia was number 3, and then Georgia was number 2, and Tennessee number 1. Yeah. I think that, yeah. So I think that's going to do it. Overall, the committee, we'll see how it goes from here. Still a lot of football to be played. Top takeaways. The SEC is very respected still. Pac-12 should be worrying just a little bit because they don't respect them just as much as the AP poll. And if you're a Michigan fan, you should be kind of enraged right now because Michigan blew out Penn State, and Ohio State and Penn State. Ohio State was down to Penn State in the second half before they had their fourth quarter. Okay, hats off to them in the fourth quarter, but that game was a lot closer of a game than Michigan Penn State. And then obviously it sets up a huge game between number 1 Tennessee and number 3 Georgia. I kind of wish it was number 1 versus number 2, honestly. Why couldn't the committee do that for us? Number 1 versus number 2, that would have been a lot better, in my opinion. Now it's number 1 versus number 3. Okay, yeah, whatever. I still think Georgia's going to win. We will see. Yeah. All right. Thank you all for watching. Peace.